This forecast is underwritten by Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Mississippi. Smarter, better healthcare. More at bcbsms.com.
Pushing on through the next couple of days with gorgeous weather. We have this broad area of high pressure building in, some pleasant temperatures, low humidity for the weekend. No rain until maybe the early and middle parts of next week. Scattered clouds for Olive Branch for the early morning, a low 40s, and we are sunny this weekend. Saturday's high 65, Sunday's high low 70s. We'll start to see some patchy fog through the night in Vicksburg, a low 40s. Sunny Saturday, the high low 70s. We're into the upper 70s Sunday. Clear sailing through Pascagoula, Marlow into the upper 40s. Plenty of sunshine Saturday and for Sunday too, and our highs are ranging for the mid to upper 70s. I'm meteorologist Jennifer Naramore. This is Think Radio.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Friday Night Under the Lights. Russ Robinson here with you. George Broadstreet will be bringing you all the scores from around the state tonight. A few upsets, a few stomach turners as we play into the playoffs. And it's a tough time of the year because so many good teams will have their season ended tonight. And, you know, they go back and hang up the gear and wait for next year. And some of those teams probably didn't count on it tonight. So it's going to be, we're going to be here till midnight tonight. We got a lot of scores and people to get to tonight. If you want to be a part of the show, and we want to invite you to do that, call 877-672-7464. That's 877-672 7464, or you can call 877-MPB-RING. That's for those that aren't as challenged as I am, trying to figure out the alphabet and those numbers.
Yeah, I take it that prep won because you're here early tonight, or on time. Let's put it that way.
You kidding? We rolled in here together tonight.
I know, about a half hour ago.
Yeah. So, prep did win. John Marcus Duncan is going to get us a report tonight, and Tommy Barnett. Mm-hmm. In fact, he's going to be leading the parade of voices that will be. And I don't. Do you have a pedal score?
Yes, and actually they won tonight, the big Gulfport.
Are you kidding me?
No, I'm not kidding you.
Harold he won't need a telephone.
No, he won't need.
He could stick out his back door and yell, and we'd probably be able to hear it.
And he probably needs a half hour at least.
We're going to dedicate the whole 15-minute segment to Harold. Big win for that. You know, everybody had been picking Gulfport. But look, George, it doesn't matter what those preseason rankings are. I'm telling you. Because they're all based on the year before anyway.
Yeah.
Now, Brandon, that's a safe bet, I think.
Yeah, and they won tonight, and they won fairly handily. You want me to get to some scores?
Yeah, let's go ahead and get to it.
Well, there's 69 games tonight, and, of course, you know, this is one of those where, you know, nobody's getting a bye anymore.
That's right.
Just you got to play through it. Let's look at 7A scores first, and there were some surprises. Germantown traveled to Oxford and beat Oxford 43-34. Madison Central defeated DeSoto Central 42-14. That game was not as lopsided as it might appear. DeSoto Central was ahead really late in the second quarter, but Madison Central pulled away in the second half, won 42-14. Tupelo had no trouble. They beat Lewisburg 48-7. I do not have a final on Starkville and Horn Lake, but what I saw earlier that Starkville had a lead, and had a pretty good lead, so we'll see about that one. Brandon at home defeated D'Iberville 43-28. Petal over Gulfport 20-17. Ocean Springs had a difficult time, but ended up winning over Northwest Rankin 24-17. And Oak Grove beat Biloxi 34-20. So that's your 7A scores. In 6A, and we've got most of the scores, I think, most of them here. Grenada had no trouble with Callaway, winning 35-0. It was Warren Central shutting out Saltillo 43-0. South Panola really had a kind of a difficult time with Ridgeland, ended up winning 34-27. Hattiesburg had no trouble with Hancock, winning 48-14. Pascagoula shut out Terry 41-0. That was a little surprise there.
Yeah, but a tip of the hat to the Bulldogs for even being in that game. Now, that program's turning around.
Yeah, they were 7-3 going into that game.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
They had a great season. Do not have a final on Picayune and Pearl River Central. And this was a little bit of a surprise, and Will gave me this score just a few minutes ago, but George County beat West Jones 19-15. That was at West Jones. So
well, of course, George County has Deuce, the quarterback.
And they were behind. They were behind in the first half and behind into the second half. So apparently they rallied toward the end of the game and won.
Wow.
That's a good game.
Good game.
5A, let's see. West Point beat Yazoo City 41-0. Holmes County Central over Corinth 20-7. Cleveland Central beat Pontotoc 31-13. Brookhaven over Van Cleve 42-21. Stone 17. Florence 14. That's the final there. And then Wayne County, who really got off to a really slow start. The report we have is that Wayne County beat South Jones 42-14.
Whoa.
So that's a little bit of an upset for sure.
Yeah.
4A, Shannon 20, Shannon 29, Kosciuszko 20. West Lauderdale over Houston 25-7. Forest rallied and beat Lanier 23-20. Lanier was ahead in that game early on, and this is a second round playoff game. So
when was the last time they were even in the playoffs?
I saw something about 1960? That earlier. No, it's not that long, but it's been 20-something years or something that they.
Well, you
went
remember
to the
we had
playoffs.
their coach on, like
Tommy Kelly.
Yeah, the second or third week of the show.
Right, and they were 7-2 going into this game.
Wow.
And Forest was 9-1, had a great season. That was a good game. At Forest apparently won 23-20. Poplarville beat Columbia 21-20. Close game there. 3A action. Rosa Fort shut out Boonville 22-0. Choctaw County beat Winona 41-27. Noxubee County over Jeff Davis County 31-6. And Seminary beat West Marion 21-7. In 2A, it was Union over LaFleur County 36-14. Northside beat Philadelphia 26-6. Calhoun City shut out Eupora 38-0. Heidelberg shut out Bogachita 54-0. Lloyd Star over MAIS 38-32. And Raleigh shut out Scott Central 18-0.
Raleigh may be one of the best teams in that classification.
Yeah, Raleigh's now 10-1.
Yeah.
This is 1A. The scores that we have: Baldwin over Faulkner 49-13. Simmons beat Stringer 46-8. Lumberton shut out Nanawaya 27-0. It was Taylorsville over East Marion 22-6. And Velma Jackson won their ninth game. They beat West Tallahatchie 42-12. All right, this is MAIS action 6A. Jackson Prep at home shut out JA 37-0. That's an impressive playoff win for the Patriots.
Well, it sets up a revenge game next Saturday at Mississippi College because Hartfield won tonight. Joseph Craven's going to be calling in about that. And, I mean, they really came back. Joseph said it got crazy over there. They had, football's been knocked off the goalpost and all that sort of stuff tonight. Yeah. And as I understand it, MRA led most of that game. And so Hartfield, and I'm sure you're going to hear the name Raylan Womack and Kenzie West somewhere in that comeback because they're two of the best guys in the state. And so it's a big win. But, yeah, I mean, Prep just manhandled. It's a great first quarter. Nobody scored.
Yeah.
And then Prep scored 3 touchdowns within 4.5 minutes.
Wow.
So it was 21-0, and I think pretty much game over from there.
All right, and you mentioned Hartfield rallied to beat MRA at MRA 17-14. MRA finishes the season 9-3. Hartfield is now 10-2. The Patriots of Jackson Prep are 12-0.
Right.
All right, so let's see. This is 5A MAIS action. Park Lane over Copiah 17-10. Leak Academy beat Magnolia Heights 28-23. 4A Tri-County beat Columbia 21-7. And it was Bowling Green over Wayne County 14-10. 3A, it was Marshall Academy over Riverfield 22-12. This is 2A action. Tunica beat Humphreys County 26-24. And the 8-man, it was Wilkinson County Christian beating Lee Academy of Arkansas 22-14. There's one other game, Briarfield playing Claiborne, that we do not have a final on yet. So we've got most of the scores, not all of the scores, but a good many of them.
And we got our 8-man coverage, our Crazy Eights tonight, was up at Humphreys Academy up in Belzona. And Clayton Jackson, who is our man for 8-man coverage, will be having a report at 11:30 tonight. I don't have a final on that game yet.
Yes. I just gave that just a second
Humphreys
ago.
Academy?
Yep. I gave it, it was Tunica edged them 26-24.
Okay. Well, Clayton said it was a very, very close game, and we wanted to spotlight Humphreys Academy this week.
I got a final that Starkville. We got somebody gave us
Dave
a score.
Showers.
Dave Showers. He knows everything. Dave, even though he's 5 states away. Anyway, Starkville beat Horn Lake 44-14. So that was at Horn Lake. So, Starkville's been one of those teams they're 7-4. They're up and down, up and down, up and down. I mean, they play great, then they have a bad loss, then they play great again. Well, tonight they played really well. And it's really going to be, it's going to really be interesting to see if anybody outside of Brandon comes out of the South and anybody comes out of the North other than Tupelo. Tupelo has been really dominant.
Wouldn't that be a dandy match?
Boy, that would be a great game. Sure would.
Jake's going to be calling us a little bit later to talk about the Brandon win. And, we're going to talk about, and you did say Picayune did win over Pearl River Central. We don't know yet.
I don't have the final, but
Tommy
we'll get that here in a minute.
He's going to be calling us on that one.
I feel certain that they did because, they will be heavily favored in that game.
Yeah.
I'll see if I can't get a score in a second. I was going to mention, you talking about this, but we finally had some football weather tonight. It actually felt like a football game weather.
Well, it only took 14 weeks for it to get here.
I know.
But it was
We're going to be mowing grass at Christmas,
You never can find a 12-year-old in the neighborhood to cut your grass anymore. But, it was beautiful. I mean, there was no threat of rain. Hasn't been any rain.
Well, day or two ago, it was pretty wet. Don't you remember?
No, I don't.
Chris, what does he do? I mean, does he stay in the side all day long?
He's holed up somewhere. And I can't find him.
I was actually out practicing raking pine straw for Reed.
Gosh.
For Dr. Vance will be calling us a little bit. One of the other stories that you mentioned, Tri-County played Columbia Academy tonight, and our good friend here at the Scoreboard Show, and there was a really good article by, I believe, Robert Wilson today, I think, about Joey Hawkins, who is the head coach at Columbia and was at JA and won
years ago.
Yeah, and won some state championships. Yeah. And then
that dates you.
It does. Yeah. And so he goes there, he goes to PCS.
Yes.
And turns that program around. Then he got out. He said, I'm just, tired of coaching, got out. And apparently got back in and has turned that Columbia program. Unfortunately for them, they had to go to Flora, Mississippi tonight. That doesn't bode well if you've got to play Tri-County.
No, but that's and for a Tri-County game, 21-7 is pretty close.
Yeah, most of theirs are in the 40s, holding people to 7 yards. But we'll get a Cliff Barker is going to call and talk to us about that. But tip of the hat to Joey Hawkins. Really good season for Columbia.
Yeah, and Will sent us the score. Picayune beat Pearl River Central 48-7.
Well, you said they were heavily favored.
I was right.
Yep. And then Mike Peterson, who's going to be on, he was sending a score. And Mike, earlier today, called that West Jones was going to get beat tonight.
Really?
Yeah. And
Okay.
I didn't believe it, but I'm looking at it now. They lost 26-22, and they're, I think it's really good because you're getting some new teams in the mix this year. And I think you're going to have some surprises as we get. Dr. Dave Shows, who's in Boone, North Carolina, he handles our IT for us. He's already got the brackets up.
Yeah.
So if you want to go to the website, and a lot of you do, and we're glad that you do, fnutl.com, or just spell it out, FridayNightOnTheLights.com, you can see the brackets. And if your team's out of it, you can find another team next week to go and watch a good high school football game. But Harold will be at the Pedal game next week. You can count on
absolutely. Yeah.
You can count on that. We're going to duck out of here and take a time out. Tonight's show being made possible by the folks at Malone Roofing. They're more than just roofers. They're a part of your community. We'll be back.
At Mississippi Public Broadcasting, we tell local stories that matter. Educational and entertaining television, radio, news, and podcasts. We have something for everyone. So tune in and enjoy all we have to offer. Every day, MPB. Your stories, our mission.
Hello, Mississippi. Did you know that the average student graduates college with $30,000 worth of debt? That amount of debt can delay major life milestones, including getting married, buying a home, and starting a family. But don't worry, we've got some good news for you tonight. College Savings Mississippi and Treasurer David McRae can help you reduce or eliminate that debt. Their plans are flexible and affordable. Start saving for as little as $25 today. Visit treasury.ms.gov/college savings to learn more.
People who come to Cricket stay with Cricket.
I volunteer at a bunny rescue, and with Cricket, my bill is consistent.
Wait, this is huge! A new offer, 5G for $15. You heard it here first. 5G plans starting at $15 a month. Smile, you're on Cricket.
If the money's yours, you should have it. That's why State Treasurer David McRae has returned a record $80 million in unclaimed money to Mississippians, and there's hundreds of millions more, maybe with your name on it. Check the list. Visit www.treasury.ms.gov and see if you have any of the unclaimed money. Each year, banks, utilities, businesses, brokers, and insurance companies turn over millions of dollars to the state because they're not sure who is entitled to the funds. Treasurer McRae has an entire unclaimed money staff waiting to take your claim and return your money. Check the list today. Treasury.ms.gov.
Welcome back to Friday Night Under the Lights. Segment number 2 will be here till midnight. This fastest 2 hours of sports talk anywhere. I mean, it just flies. And so much to talk about tonight. And, we mentioned Warren Central. I thought it was kind of to me, it was kind of a weird matchup because I did not know South Tilla was in that classification.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But Dr. Reed Vance is joining us now. And, Reed, a couple of years ago, those Vikings probably shoulda, coulda, woulda been in the last game. This year, it looks like they're fighting to get in that last game.
Yeah, and the way they're playing right now, it looks like they're gonna, to be honest. They won 43-0 over Saltillo tonight against a 3-win team that finished fourth in that top region. I think you get that a lot in this era of 4 teams out of 6 in each region making the playoffs. You're going to get some teams that otherwise probably shouldn't be in. But the Vikings they're just on a roll. I mean, they have allowed a total of 32 points over their last 6 ball games. the last 3 weeks, including tonight. We've had a running clock for most of, if not all of the second half.
Wow.
And tonight they had 7 different guys score a touchdown or score. Javarius Miller, Nash Morgan, Jonah Artman with a field goal, Jalen Winters, Eric Collins, Maddox Lynch, Aiden Greer. They all scored touchdowns.
Wow.
And they've been averaging, coming into tonight, they had been averaging 14 tackles for a loss a game. Now, they only had 10 tonight, but that was because the first-string defense didn't play much of any of the second half.
Are you telling me that they were averaging 14 tackles for a loss per game?
Yeah, over the first 10 games, they had 140 tackles for a loss. This is, Russ, this is the best high school defense I've ever seen.
Wow.
They are, especially up front. They got guys, Landon Green, Gavin Davenport, Chaka Walker, the starting linebackers. The guys up front are T.K. Qualls and Larry Reynolds and Ronnie Blossom, and a couple of other guys getting some significant playing time, and they're just relentless. They're just relentless. And they have been all season long. They played, Warren Central played 5 7A schools.
Oh, I know. Brutal schedule. Brutal.
Yes, and had chances to win at Brandon and lost by only a point, and really should have beat Clinton to start the season. Rolled up Germantown. So this is a legit team. And they've got every game at home for the rest of the playoffs until they have a chance to go to Hattiesburg if they make it that far.
That's probably, and you talk to Reed, you talk to 5 people or 10 people in the room, 5 of them are going to say the brackets are fair, 5 of them are going to say it's not fair. But you play for this position during the year to get those home games.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, they've earned the right to be at home all through the playoffs. And they're just everything's going their way right now. Now, anything could change any given night. It's going to be a lot tougher next week. I have not been paying attention. I've been eating a sandwich and tending to the cat since I got home.
Not exactly in that order.
No, exactly. No, believe me, the cats demanded all first. What did South Panola and Ridgeland do tonight?
The report I have, Reed, is that South Panola won. It was fairly close, more so than I would have thought. The score we have, let me see here, 34-27 is the final.
Yeah, that's it was 14-12 South Panola at the half, and Richmond's got a pretty punchy team there, but I'm a little surprised. I guess it was that close. Well, South Panola then will come to Warren Central next week.
Ooh, boy, that'll be good.
That'll be a humdinger of the game. Those 2 teams had some big games when 6A was the top division.
Right.
Years ago.
Yep.
And so that'll be a barn burner next week. That's going to be fun. And it's going to get tougher for Warren Central, no doubt about it.
Well,
it's going to get tougher.
And Reed, South Panola travels really well, so you may want to tell them to stock up a little bit in the concession stand because they're going to be bringing a bunch of people to that game. That should be a humdinger. This is the most exciting time of the year in high school football. I mean, unfortunately, next week one of those teams' season's going to be over.
That's absolutely true. But that's the way it is. It's so hard to win a state championship.
Yep.
And Warren Central's a great example of that. I mean, they've had a team good enough to win the last 2 years.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
But it's just so hard to win because the teams at the top are so good. The teams in the middle that you see in the first round of the playoffs, not so much. Let's just be honest. But the teams at the top are so good.
Well, but at the same time, you take a squad like Brandon, who I have picked to be a state champion the last 2 years in a row, and they've struggled to get into that championship game.
Yeah, that's true.
So
it's yes.
You just never know. Well, look, man, I appreciate you staying up with us. Take care of the cat. I know how they can get a little frustrated, but
hey, if I can do one more thing,
yes.
If anybody's listening and they want to come out and support either Mississippi College or Delta State, we'll battle for the Heritage Bell tomorrow at 12 noon at Robinson Hill Stadium. I highly encourage everybody to come out and watch this game.
To what?
That's at 12 noon, right?
12 noon.
High noon.
And next Saturday, Reed, I'll be in that press box.
We got your name actually on a door in the press box. Now, I probably shouldn't tell you this. It's actually the door to the restroom. But we've got your name on a door in the press box.
Well, I did spend a lot of time in there, so Hey, Reed, thanks so much for the call. I appreciate it, and good luck to your Chalks tomorrow.
Good luck, guys.
All right, man.
Tommy Barnett.
Oh, Tommy boy.
Yes, sir.
Is it a 3-horse race or a 2-horse race?
Well, it's a 1-horse race, right? It's the boys on Flowwood, and I'm not talking about the Hawks. Patriots are, to me, and I've told you this all year. When Union off Texas, their senior quarterback Puckett's just so good. Their defense is solid. Coach Goodwin just does such a great job with that program, and of course, with all the great senior leadership, they're hard out this year, man.
Well, they lost that one to Hartfield in the state championship game last year, and Hartfield, Joseph Craven, he's going to call us a little later. He said it was crazy over there tonight at MRA, and they were behind and came back and beat MRA 17-14. So that's going to set up a rematch next Saturday. But I'm very impressed with Omarion Ellis as a running back. I think that to me, I thought you might pass a little more. But like you said, the defense was all over Pruitt, before he could get rid of the ball.
Yeah, and of course the thing is, Russ, you saw it tonight firsthand. It's when you're an underdog and you go on the road, and yes, it's just across the river, but Jackson Prep gifted us about 3 opportunities in the first quarter, and we came away with 0 points. If you want to go on the road and win a game where you're the prohibited underdog, you've got to take advantage of those opportunities. And to be quite frank, Jay did.
Well, when they were inside the 10, but you're right. That you hit the nail on the head. If you're going to go on the road and a team's going to give you an opportunity, you got to take it.
That's right. And the thing is, really probably should have been 10-0, 10-7, Jay lead at the end of the first quarter. You don't take advantage. Things snowball on you in the second quarter, and then that snowball, once it gets rolling downhill, it's too late to stop it then.
Yeah, I think when they came out in the second half and scored in that opening drive, I just thought, this one was over. But to their credit, they hung in there. They've got some good athletes on that team, and I'm very impressed with your defensive line.
Yeah, and I've said it all year. I kind of felt like we were still a year away. Of course, Coach Doug and the program's in good hands with him. Of course, it's kind of the end of the road for me for this year for the Raiders, but I was telling Ty, I get a few days off. I got a basketball game Tuesday, and then I've got 5 football games between Thursday and Saturday night of next week.
Oh, man. Well, you better enjoy those day offs when you get them then, because those are few and far between. But I know you love to do it, and you do a great job. And I know it's a tough way to end the season. But I was saying, earlier in the show, this is a tough time of the year because some really good teams, and I thought you guys were playing really well down the stretch, some really good teams are going to have their season ended. And it's just that's Heartbreak City. And you've worked hard for, 4 or 5 months, maybe, longer than that. And all of a sudden it's over. And but I thought that there's some real bright spots for the Raiders, and I think they've got some good days ahead of them.
That's right, man. And, of course, I wish you guys all the best next week. And it should be a great one between the Patriots and the Hawks.
I think it's going to be. Well, we're going to be talking to Joseph Graven a little bit and find out what happened over at MRA. But, Tommy, we want to thank you for being on the show with us every week and keeping us up with the Raiders. And, again, y'all do a great job on your broadcast, and we appreciate you spending some time with us.
Appreciate you guys, and we'll catch you this time next year.
That sounds good to me. Thanks, brother.
Thanks, Tommy.
All right, guys.
All right, Chris, do we have any time to take? Is Will still on the line?
Yes.
All right, let's go to Will the Thrill. He gets these score sheets to George. Good evening, Will. How are you?
Doing pretty good for a late fall Friday night.
But at least it is Friday night.
I'll take this weather over the heat any day.
Any day. Now, you had a big one in Brookhaven tonight, right?
That is correct. As they like to call them down here, Big Red keeps rolling on to the tune of a 42-21 win over Van Cleve, the number 4 team out of Region 4-5-8 tonight at King Field. Was kind of tight ball game early on, 21-0. Brookhaven was up early in the ball game, but in the second half, Van Cleve came back, got within 7. Then Brookhaven poured it on late in the second half for that 42-21 win. Standout player tonight for Brookhaven, junior running back Caden Quall.
Hey, can you hang on a second? Hang on a second. Well, we're up against a break. We'll be right back. Hang on.
I sure will.
Back with more in a moment.
At Mississippi Public Broadcasting, we tell local stories that matter. Educational and entertaining television, radio, news, and podcasts. We have something for everyone. So tune in and enjoy all we have to offer every day. MPB, your stories, our mission.
I was paying too much money in 5G, and then my son suggested that I should try cricket. It was easy to switch.
And we love easy. Yeah! Smile, you're on cricket.
I was paying too much money in 5G, and then my son suggested that I should try cricket. It was easy to switch.
And we love easy. Yeah! Smile, you're on cricket.
Cricket has free Samsung Galaxy phones. Whoa! Free phones? That's 5G. Nationwide coverage.
Pretty good deal.
Smile, you're on cricket.
1 in 10 Mississippians has unclaimed money awaiting claim at the state treasury. There's literally hundreds of millions of dollars waiting to be united with the rightful owner. At www.treasury.ms.gov to search. You'll see your name and stake your claim by following these instructions. You'll be asked for some basic ID like a copy of your license or a government-issued ID, then hit send. Treasurer David McRae has a dedicated unclaimed money team awaiting your claim, ready to return your money. Don't wait. Look for your name and stake your claim today. www.treasury.ms.gov.
Cricket has free Samsung Galaxy phones? What?
Nationwide coverage and lightning fast 5G?
Smile, you're on cricket.
Mississippians love football, and our high schools in South Mississippi like Gulfport, Moss Point, and Ocean Springs stay connected with their students, parents, and community by live streaming events, including football through WSN Live. WSN Live provides your school with everything you need for professional and seamless live streams that are easy for students to run. And your fans can watch online from anywhere on any device. With WSN Live, your school gets the right gear, a rock-solid network, and game-time tech support. Learn more at WSNLive.com.
Welcome back to Friday Night Under the Lights, made possible tonight by Cricket Wireless. It is the holiday season, and Cricket Wireless has a lot of different plans for you and your family. So it's all on their website at cricket.com. We were talking with Will the Thrill, and Will, you were telling me that some of the standout players tonight were who?
Junior running back Caden Quall, 14 carries, 245 yards, and I think he said 1 touchdown for sure. But last week in the season finale against Florence, he had something like, I think it was 18 carries, 265 yards, and several touchdowns. So Old Brook is has really been pouring it on all season long. I think their long loss this year was to Northwest Rankin, if I remember correctly.
You're right. I think you're right.
And looking at the way the bracket is set up, it looks like Brookhaven could possibly be making a run to Hattiesburg. And this year is 20 years to the year that Brookhaven won that first state championship in 2004. So don't be surprised, and I'll stop right there.
Don't be surprised, and I know you remember the quarterback that took them there.
Most definitely, Jimmy Johns.
That's right.
And can't forget Jesse Bowman. Both of them were Dandy Dozen players their senior year. Coach Tucker Peavy, to see him, how he operates his program, is second to none. I have not seen many better than what he does. So hats off to him, his coaching staff, players. Congratulations on another win. Look forward to seeing them next week. They'll host Stone County here at King Field.
Better strap it on. Stone's coming to town. Thanks, Will, and thanks for all you do for Friday Night Under the Lights.
Thank you guys for letting me be a part of something I love, and that's high school football.
Absolutely, Will. Thank you, brother.
All right.
Hey, Tommy Epton's on the phone.
Tommy, we had the hardest time trying to find this score tonight, and George said, well, I think they were heavily favored, or they should have been, and then we got the score, and I said, well, they were heavily favored and should have been. You got the win tonight.
Yeah, Todd takes care of business, Russ. It's hats off to Pearl River Central, our cross-county, rivals. Good to see them back in the playoffs. This is the first time, I believe, in 9 years they've returned to the playoffs, and struggled the last few years, but actually they got a former Maroon Tide player and coach, John Feaster, who was taken over there this year, really turned the program around and got them into the playoffs this year. And a real young team, and quite honestly, they were outmatched tonight, Picayune. It never was a question. It was 21-0 Picayune first 6 minutes of the game, 42-7 at half, and then running clock in the second half ended up 48-7. But it was good to see Carrier, back in the playoffs, and Picayune was really focused. I was kind of worried about maybe looking ahead. You start looking ahead at what's going to be next week. None of that tonight. Took care of business. Like I said, it really was never was a doubt what was happening. Some younger guys got to run the ball in the second half. Future's bright at Picayune, I think, and still got some horses here this year. So I'm interested to see, what we can do the next couple of weeks. Looks like we get George County at home next week. That'll be a rematch.
Yeah.
Beat them a few weeks ago, second to the last regular season game, and that's always a tough match. And I know Deuce will be fired up to get back into Picayune and see if he can make something happen. We kind of shut him down in that game, and so it's hard to beat a good game or a good team twice in the same year. So that's
you're right.
An interesting game.
Well, it should be on your starting running back tonight. How did he do?
Yeah, Smith was Darrell. He didn't play much at all, honestly. He touched the ball 5 times in the first quarter, and he had 125 yards and a touchdown. And so he was able to get some rest tonight. And then Tristan Cooper is another senior running back. He usually spells Smith when he needs a break. He had a pretty good night tonight, too. He touched the ball 8 times and scored 4 touchdowns with 125 yards. One of those, though, he cheated, though. It was a pick 6. He played a little defense, so he just scored 3 offensive touchdowns.
That's still pretty good, though.
Yeah, not a bad first half. No. I mean, he probably could have done a little better in the second half, but that's a pretty good start.
All right, Tommy. Well, we'll look forward to seeing how you do next week with George County, and appreciate you giving us the skinny on the Maroon Tide tonight. Congratulations on the win, and headed up the road on the brackets.
All right, thanks, guys. See you next week.
Thanks, Tommy. Thank you, bud.
Bye.
I've got some updated scores.
Good.
If you want me to give you.
Yeah.
These are 5A, a 5A score. Canton, a high-scoring game, ended up beating New Hope 50-41. It was Gaucher 36 and Natchez 30. That's also a 5A game. 4A games that we've not mentioned before. Quitman outscored Forest County AHS 55-27. Macomb over Northeast Jones 42-9 was the final there. Let's see. This is a 3A score. Aberdeen 44, Independence 28, Jefferson County 38, Tylertown 20, McGee over Kemper County 21-12. 2A, Charleston defeated Sebastopol 56-20, and Bay Springs beat Pisgah 28-13. So I think those are all the updated scores that I have at the moment.
I was going to say some of those I don't think we've even heard tonight. So
no, we haven't heard those. So those are fresh.
All right, Chris, who do we got?
Jake Wimberly.
Hey, Jake, how you doing, friend?
Russ, it's cool. It's mid-November, and all is well. How are you?
All is well over here. It was a beautiful night, weather-wise, and we've been kind of waiting, 12 weeks for this. We finally got it, and the Bulldogs did what they do. And, but let's give credit where credit is due. Probably back mid-September, nobody was even talking about D'Iberville.
No, you're right. And look, that's a good-looking football team, and they've got a lot of guys coming back on that team. A sophomore quarterback, and Wally, and look, he's got some older siblings. Remember, played at Mississippi State and also the University of Minnesota. So Jaden Wally played at Mississippi State, his older brother. So I mean, they've got a lot of returning talent next year. They're going to be a team that's going to be right in the thick of that Region 4 7A race next year. But Brandon really just kind of did what they did tonight. Tyson Robinson, Coach Williams said yesterday he was going to kind of take the handcuffs off Tyson and let him rip, and he did that. And, of course, he touched the ball, I think, 14 times total for about 185 total yards tonight, 3 touchdowns. And, Bulldogs played really good defensively and, got out with a win tonight.
What's coming. You're on a crash course with another team up north, and we'll disperse with that. But you gotta win another game before you get there.
Oh yeah, got to win a couple games, and nothing's for certain. Got Petal coming in next week, and it's a team obviously that knows Brandon well. Marcus Bowles knows Brandon well, and we got a chance to go down there back mid-season and beat those guys, 45-10. But this is a different Petal team. You're not the same team who you were in October as you are today, and that's the Petal team that played Oak Grove really close last week. So there'll be a heck of a game at Bulldog Stadium next week as the Dogs host the Panthers.
Should be a good one. I'll tell you, I still think, I'm looking at that last game. We're not going to talk about it right now, but I think you know what I'm talking about, and it's going to be a Jim Dandy. But you got to get there first, and like you say, Petal is playing some of the best football they've played this year, and Marcus Boyles has just turned that program around, and so that should be a really, really good one. Hey, thank you for giving us a call tonight, being with us also. You're going to be with us next week, I know.
Absolutely, Russ. Yeah, appreciate you guys. Look, we'll talk to you next week.
Okay, Jake. Thanks, man.
All right. Thanks so much.
Let's go to, a lot of folks just now getting in their car, maybe grab something to eat, get back in the car. Let's go over the scores.
All right, we'll start with 7A and then go from the top. Germantown beat Oxford tonight 43-34. Madison Central over DeSoto Central 42-14. It was Tupelo 48, Lewisburg 7. Starkville over Horn Lake 44-14. As Jake Wimberly was just talking about Brandon and D'Iberville, Brandon won 43-28. Petal edged Gulfport 20-17. Ocean Springs over Northwest Rankin 24-17. And finally in 7A, Oak Grove over Biloxi 34-20. These are some 6A scores. It was Grenada shutting out Callaway 35-0. Warren Central also with a shutout over Saltillo 43-0. South Panola beat Ridgeland 34-27. Hattiesburg 48, Hancock 14. Pascagoula over Terry 41-0. Picayune over Pearl River Central 48-7. And George County edged West Jones. A little bit of an upset there. 19-15 was the final. This is 5A action. West Point 41, Yazoo City 0. Holmes County Central over Corinth 20-7. Cleveland Central 31, Pontotoc 13. Canton over New Hope 50-41. Brookhaven doubled up Van Cleve 42-21. Stone over Florence 17-14, and Gaucher over Natchez 36-30. And finally, working through the 5A scores, Wayne County over South Jones 42-14. Shall I continue?
Yes, we got a minute or so before we take a break.
4A, it is Shannon over Kosciuszko 29-20. West Lauderdale 25, Houston 7. Forest over Lanier 23-20. Quitman beat Forest County AHS 55-27. Poplarville edged Columbia 21-20, and Macomb beat Northeast Jones 42-9. That's 7A through 4A, and we'll get the rest of the scores in just a little while.
All right, tonight's show made possible by State Treasurer David McRae and his 2 programs of the College Savings Program and claiming the unclaimed money. And we've talked about that all fall
Yeah, you've
long.
been promising me money from week 1.
I've been promising you a chance to find out if you have any.
A chance.
So you're saying there's a chance.
A chance.
We're going to take a time out. We'll be back. John Marcus Duncan is up next to talk about Prep's win over JA. Back with more in a moment.
At Mississippi Public Broadcasting, we tell local stories that matter. Educational and entertaining television, radio, news, and podcasts. We have something for everyone. So tune in and enjoy all we have to offer every day. MPB, your stories, our mission.
Mississippi football families, have you thought about how you're going to tackle student loan debt? Don't do it on your own. Pass the ball to State Treasurer David McRae and his College Savings Mississippi team today. With College Savings Mississippi, you can lock in today's tuition rate, prepay college, and avoid student loan debt altogether. Don't let your finances get sacked because you didn't invest in your child's education. Visit treasury.ms.gov/college savings to learn more today.
I was spending too much money in 5G, and then my son suggested that I should try cricket. It was easy to switch.
And we love easy. 4. Yeah. Smile, you're on cricket.
I was spending too much money in 5G, and then my son suggested that I should try cricket. It was easy to switch.
And we love easy. 4. Yeah. Smile, you're on cricket.
Cricket has free Samsung Galaxy phones. Whoa! Free phone? That's 5G. Nationwide coverage.
Pretty good deal.
Smile, you're on cricket.
Welcome back to Friday Night Under the Lights, made possible tonight by Malone Roofing and their new location out on 49. Have you seen that? It is really,
I
really
have not
nice.
seen it.
It's nice. It is really nice. And, of course, they do a great job, and we appreciate them, sponsoring this show so that people can know what's going on out there in high school football. And so let's go to the phones. And
Caleb Hamill.
Caleb, where were you tonight, my friend?
Well, we were down in Ellisville with Wayne County taking on the Braves of South Jones.
And a big win for Wayne County.
Yeah, it really was. It was a close game there. We had a 14-7 with about less than 2 minutes to go before halftime. Then all of a sudden we had it be 21-14 Wayne County at the half. They scored with a 73-yard run to set up first and goal, and then they punched it in right before the break, and then Wayne County got the ball back to start half number 2. Guys, this is a Wayne County team that I think is going to be really dangerous in the playoffs because they are not afraid to put all their chips in the center of the table. Because they come out of the second half, score on a long touchdown drive, and then immediately kick an onside kick just to add insult to injury and get another touchdown right after that to put it out of reach.
Who's coaching Wayne County?
They're ready.
Who's coaching in Wayne County?
Josh Hankins.
Okay. All right. Well, he's turned that program around.
It really has, and I really think Wayne County's playing their best football right now. Kind of like how you mentioned Petal earlier,
right?
And a lot of different guys are getting healthy right now, so they're doing pretty well. And oddly enough, Russ, this is going to be our last week of covering Jones schools because everybody got put out tonight.
Wow!
Then did Northeast Jones, and then George County took down West Jonesville with a barn burner there to the end.
Yep. Well, I guess you'll just have to come up here and do the show with us.
Hey, could do that.
Well, Caleb, we
spend the rest of the time getting ready for state championship.
There you go. That's going to be a week of fun. Caleb, thank you so much, my friend. We got a buzz, but we will talk to you soon.
Appreciate it, guys. Y'all have a good night.
All righty.
Eric Smith.
Eric, you said there was a big upset tonight. Tell me.
Man, there was a bunch of them. I would say Kent beat New Hope. I would take the cake for me. I mean, and Clinton beat Forest County AHS was a shocker. And Lloyd Star beat Spies. I mean, I never saw that going into that game. I know it's at Lloyd Star, but I never saw that outcome.
I think the biggest shocker of those three for me is Canton.
Yeah, right. Well, what about Calvin Bolt? Let's talk about Calvin Bolt. He's been at Kent for a while now, and I mean this is a Lanier and Kent winning playoff game.
Yeah.
I mean,
well, Lanier.
I watched a good one.
Where were you at?
Go ahead.
No, where were you at?
Well, I'm on Interstate 70 between the St. Louis and the hottest football team in the planet. I'm between Kansas City and St. Louis right now on the road. Look, I've been on the road. I changed companies, and I done been on the Lanier game. And you want to know where I was at a week ago today? The first time Colorado had the biggest snowstorm in history in Colorado in the first week of November, and yours truly slapped right in the middle of it. Boss man told me on Thursday, just wait till Friday morning, let's see what you get. And I'm like, they're calling for 42 more inches of snow, and it's 18 on the ground. The old rule in the old days, these few truckers is different than me, old school. The old rule is, get on the road as long as the state's got it open. Get out of there. Get on the good side of that storm.
Well, at least
drove through southern Colorado with about 18 inches of snow on the road.
Good gracious. Well, at least you got. I mean, hasn't things changed where you can so much now that you can have a job like that, but still be able to watch Mississippi high school football?
Oh, you ain't lying. Look, I watched a good one. I watched Stone County and Florence, and it was a good defensive game. Both teams come out. Florence stopped them there opening drive for Stone County, and Florence got the punt, and Coach Davis Kidd returned it.
Yep.
Oh, this is my favorite time, like Will. I love this sport. I love this game. And I need you to take some limbs out there at the association because we got to find out. I got that redistrict fever that comes every 2 years. I need to know what classification and where they going.
I'll put a call into them.
Yeah, we're going to have a new district down at Richland because of Wheatfield, unfortunately, lost their school.
Right,
so,
right.
You know, we know we're going to have somebody different this year, and we just anxious to see who's going to be on that schedule. But, yeah, man, you know, 2 weeks ago, I stumbled on a game, Jackson Prep and MRA, and old boy Colin was pretty darn good. I thought, man, that old man still got it. Listen to him. He's getting better like wine, better than time.
Oh, Eric, I'm going to cut you loose on that, but I appreciate the compliment. Keep it between the lines, my friend, and we'll talk to you next week after that good one.
We'll see you, buddy.
All right, man. Eric Smith. That's Big Nasty's brother, by the way.
Well, yes. Yes. Well, only one.
Who do
Cliff
we got?
Barker.
Cliff. You know, I was telling George, Cliff, there was a great article, and I think Robert Wilson did it this week about Columbia and how Joey Hawkins has, turned that program around. Unfortunately for them, they had to travel to Florida tonight, and that's not a good position to be in.
Yeah, and I'm not in a good position either. You guys love to do that to me. How am I going to follow up the energy and excitement of the call I mean, really.
What does the term Red Bull mean anything to you?
Wow. I mean, I needed a couple of cups of coffee to get on here to follow that. But no, it was Coach Hawkins had the boys ready to go tonight. He really did. It was a great game in the first half. Tri-County scored the first 14 points of the game, but then Columbia had a really good answer, made it 14-7 going into the half. Tri-County even had 2 drives in the first half, 11 plays, 12 plays that both came away with turnovers on downs. Columbia's defense really stiffened up when they needed to and gave the Rebels fits. And in the second half, Tri-County, I hate to admit this, but I can't remember if it was the end of the third quarter or the very beginning of the fourth quarter. The Rebels put together a 16-play drive, and were finally able to extend that lead out to 21-7, and that's where the game ended up. But Columbia came ready to play, and going into the night, the closest game the Rebels had all year was a 21-point game, and it was a hard-fought 2-touchdown game tonight. And something the Rebels needed. It's been an unusual season for them, and they've really had a lot of blowout wins. And prepping to go into that state championship game at the Brickyard next week against Bowling Green, they needed that type of challenge because Bowling Green's going to be the real deal for them next week.
You got that right. Hey, man, congratulations on the win. Thanks. Go get some coffee and listen to the rest of the show.
Oh, yeah. Thank you, guys.
Thanks, man.
I don't know if coffee would be enough.
I don't think so.
You need like some double espresso, something or another.
Double shot, or some triple. Anyway, we're going to take a time out. We're headed to the 11 o'clock hour, and tonight's show made possible by Cricket Wireless. Smile, you're on Cricket, and we'll be back to Friday night under the lights.
At Mississippi Public Broadcasting, we tell local stories that matter. Educational and entertaining television, radio, news, and podcasts. We have something for everyone. So tune in and enjoy all we have to offer every day. MPB, your stories, our mission.
Commercial roofing, reliable and durable solutions for your business. Residential roofing, protecting your home with quality craftsmanship. Metal walls, custom designs for a modern look. Emergency services. Rapid response to protect your property.
After a recent hailstorm, I needed a total roof replacement. I chose Malone Roofing for the job, and my new roof looks great.
Contact us today for a free inspection. Visit www.ecmalone.com or call 1-833-7-MALONE.
People who come to Cricket stay with Cricket.
I volunteer at a bunny rescue, and with Cricket, my bill is consistent.
Wait, this is huge! A new offer, 5G for 15. You heard it.
Hello, Mississippi. Did you know that the average student graduates college with $30,000 worth of debt? That amount of debt can delay major life milestones, including getting married, buying a home, and starting a family. But don't worry, we've got some good news for you tonight. College Savings Mississippi and Treasurer David McRae can help you reduce or eliminate that debt. Their plans are flexible and affordable. Start saving for as little as $25 today. Visit treasury.ms.gov/college savings to learn more.
People who come to Cricket stay with Cricket. Cricket gives me the coverage I need at a really fair price.
Stop! This came all the way from the top. New offer, 5G plan starting at $15 a month. Let's go! Smile, you're on Cricket.
Welcome back to Friday Night Under the Lights, hour number 2. Big thanks to Dr. Dave Schaus, who is our IT man for Friday Night Under the Lights out of Boone, North Carolina. Also, Ty Bailey on the phone tonight. Chris Saxon is producing, and we got George here, of course. I'm here, and hope everyone is enjoying the show tonight. 877-672-7464. Guy that was on the carpet tonight at Jackson Prep, John Marcus Duncan, who probably had one of the more stirring pep rally speeches I've ever heard. I hope Bobby makes it a stocking stuffer for this year, because it's a really good one, and put it on a CD and make it available. Apparently it worked, because I thought the crowd was in it, and obviously the Patriots were in it.
Definitely. You look at the first quarter, it was kind of a stalemate. I thought the Prep defense did a good job of stopping J.A. Offense couldn't get going for Prep in the first quarter, but midway through the second quarter, it gets going, and the Patriots put 21 points on the board in a span of about 4.5 minutes, and one of those was a pick six from Major Quinn, as he took one from about 23 yards out to give the Patriots a 21-0 lead at halftime. And then I think the play of the night is on the 3rd and 5 in the third quarter, where it looked like, this Prep was just trying to get a first down with Parker Puckett. He's got 3 or 4 guys draped on him. He spins out of it, and he goes for 71 yards. And that was kind of it right there that put Jackson Prep up 28-0.
Talk to me about Wade Smith, a sophomore.
He's got a bright future ahead. I think at the end, just kind of trying to run the clock out. And Wade breaks one off the left side, and I think he goes for 65 yards and gets, I think, shoestring tackled at about the 3-yard line. But Wade's I think that's somebody that this coaching staff is looking to, especially next year. Of course, you'll have Thomas Hewitt Oswald returning next year. He'll be a senior, but you've got Wade back there that and he's got some breakaway speed. There's no doubt about that.
Both of those two guys do.
Yeah, they really do. And again, just go back to this defense for Jackson Prep, just that backbone, the heart and soul that's been there all year long for them. Just got the necessary stops. Demarion Tyler had a big interception tonight. But yeah, it's going to be crazy next Saturday night at Mississippi College against Hartfield.
Well, and John Marcus, it was just about a year ago, that Prep played that game against Hartfield and lost that ball game. What was it, 21-7, something like that?
21-0. 21-0.
21-0. That's right. We didn't score. And so Hartfield wins tonight, and Joseph Craven's going to call us in a little bit. He said it got crazy over there and over at MRA. And so it's a rematch. Now, not only is it a rematch, but you got to beat another team twice that you've already done.
It's hard to do. You look at Hartfield, it's just they live and die with that explosive play. And, of course, they've got some 5-star guys that can do that. They're huge up front on both sides of the ball. They've got some very talented, skilled players. The quarterback that takes care of the football. So it's going to be a tall order. Had it gone the other way, had Hartfield beaten us, regular season, it would be tough for them to beat us twice. But yeah, just it's always hard to beat somebody twice in the year. But you got a coaching staff at Jackson Prep that's going to have these boys prepared and ready to go Saturday.
Very good, JM. Thank you so much, and congratulations on the win tonight.
All right. Appreciate y'all. Have a good night.
All right, man.
Jared Schatz.
Jared, I have not yet figured out this Maverick team. I mean, 3 or 4 weeks ago, people writing them off. And they roll in and take on an Oxford team and beat them pretty handedly tonight.
Yeah, guys, hope you're having a great evening. Some football weather and a happy bunch rolling down I-55 with Madison County tags on the back of their cars right now. Yeah, I mean, it was really just kind of a weird start to district, a banged-up football team. And it was one of those where we just had to get healthy. We were playing the right kind of football before the bye week to end the regular season. We got the big win over Clinton. Madison Central helped us get in the playoffs. And then tonight at Oxford, they actually jumped on us early and went up 8-0. Of course, Coach Cutcliffe, they like to go for two, and everybody knows he's a riverboat gambler. They go up 8-0. And we responded well. We moved the ball at will. We had 412 rushing yards tonight.
Ooh.
The problem was we turned it over 3 times deep in Oxford territory. And really the defense had to make some key stops to get us back into it. When we got to halftime, it was 22-22. We returned the opening kickoff for a touchdown. And really it was that really was the play that set us off to get a couple score lead. We were able to hold on to it. And, look, this is a football team that we're really playing our best ball right now because we're healthy. And, guys, as I said last week, watch out. We have the revenge factor for tonight after what happened up here a year ago. And then, look, Madison Central next week, they broke our hearts a couple weeks ago. We'll have plenty of motivation for round 2 next week.
Boy, you're talking about the Madison County Super Bowl. I mean, that's it.
It's going to be big. I would say we might as well just, we're coming back from Oxford. We might as well go park in the parking lot to get a spot.
Get a spot for next week. Okay, you've got the state championships coming up, and you've put that together again this year with MPB, correct?
That's right. 3 weeks from this weekend, we'll have all the state championships, 1A through 7A. Some tremendous guys calling games and a statewide audience to do it for. People like Jake Wimberly, Caleb Hamill. You'll have Ben Ingram from the Atlanta Braves, Mississippi native. Really solid guys. You heard from Cliff Barker earlier. We're very excited about it and just glad the state of Mississippi will get this production on again this year.
Absolutely, especially those morning and afternoon games, man. I mean, there's the production work level in the Cross the Strait goes down that weekend, but that's just the way it works. I mean, everybody wants to hear these games, so you guys do a great job, Jared. You've taken this ball and you've run with it, and you've built quite a following. So we'll look forward to hearing those championship games 1 through 7.
Absolutely. Quick shout out to Coach Russell Mitchell, his first playoff win at Germantown. That's the first of many we hope to come. And again, looking forward to the state championships.
All right, Jared. Thanks so much, my friend.
Thanks, guys. Have a great weekend.
You too, man.
Joseph Craven.
You told me it was getting crazy over there at MRA tonight. What did you mean by that?
Well, I mean, I could tell you right now it was about everything that everyone expected to happen in that game didn't happen at all. It was every expectation that was laid out there. I think a lot of people came in thinking, hey, the winning team's probably going to have to score 35-plus points to outscore the opposition.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, exactly. I think we all thought that. And instead, Hartfield is able to pull out a gutsy. I mean, that's the name. That's the story of the game, was that it was a lot of gut and heart that went into it. Hartfield won a 17-14 ball game. The Hawks were down 14-10 at the halftime break. Kicker missed a field goal just a few seconds before the half that would have cut it in a little bit more. So it's 14-10. Remains same score throughout the entire third quarter. Hartfield is able to create a turnover. Senior safety Sam Sheffield, and there was a lot of seniors stepped up, and that's, I think, exactly what you expect. in that situation. You're fighting in a semifinal game. You're trying to defend your state title from last year. Senior safety Sam Sheffield stepped up, picked off a pass. It set up a go-ahead touchdown by another senior and a University of Houston commit, Kinsey West. He announced that last week that he was committing to Houston. Hawks go up 17-14. Immediately, the outstanding athlete, DJ Watkins of MRA, who is unbelievably talented. He took a ball, quick pass, took it all the way down, was run down at the 5-yard line. I mean, he took this thing from the 30 down to the 5. Looked like a surefire touchdown. Hartfield senior safety, Taryn Green, ran him down. And so the Patriots had the ball within the 5, first and goal, with just a couple of minutes, about 4 minutes to go in the ball game. Had a false start, backed him up, had a couple of miscues, and then just had some stout defense played by the Hartfield defensive line. Again, seniors, London Simmons, Reggie Vaughn, familiar names, future SEC players. They stepped up. They held the Patriots out of the end zone, and then the MRA missed a field goal that would have tied it up. And so it kept the score at 17-14. And at that point, Hartfield senior quarterback, Cayman Tapper, who has been he's gotten the mess beaten out of him the last 2 weeks. He's a tough dude, tough guy. He stood up strong in the pocket over the last few weeks, taking a lot of hits, delivered a lot of good passes. Well, he goes out and he actually delivers a strike to a sophomore receiver to get a first down to allow the Hawks to drain the clock the rest of the way. So out of just gutsy performances. And I tell you what, it was an MRA, obviously an incredible team. The 6A and the MAIS has been hugely competitive between Jackson Prep, MRA, and Hartfield, like those three teams. And then, of course, they've just been outstanding. It's been fun to watch. But there was so much in this game that MRA and classic Coach Davis. He had a game plan. They executed a game plan well. Well-coached team. And it just came down to which team was going to make one extra play, which team was going to make one more play. And I think at the end of the ball game, the fact that senior defensive back Taryn Green was able to chase down a superstar for the other team at the 5-yard line and keep him from getting in the end zone, that was the play of the game because the defense stood tall after that. So it was a thriller. It really was.
And how many times do we see that one play make the difference in a ball game? And obviously that one did. So now you've got the return match from last year next Saturday at MC, and it'll be Hartfield and Jackson Prep. And it was a thriller over there 3 or 4 weeks ago, and I expect the same.
Yeah, no question. I mean, it's been a great, we've said it countless times already, it's been a great 3-horse race in the 6A, MAIS, and JA, I think did a great job finishing the season strong.
Yep.
I think probably just, ran out of gas a little bit here when the playoffs hit. But yeah, it's been outstanding. And I tell you what, this is a Hartfield squad that is in their third championship game appearance in 4 years, which is, I think, amazing for a football program that does not have a long history, doesn't have a huge history. Last year, had to deal with the struggles of appealing a postseason ban, and having to plead their case and fight that just to even make it. So I think it's an impressive storyline seeing what the program has done. But of course, you've got the up and coming young school going up against the traditional powerhouse in Jackson Prep. Man, you can't write a better storyline for a championship than that.
You're right about that.
That is that's good. That's a huge headline, and it's going to 2 years in a row as well just adds to the drama.
Yeah, there'll be plenty of that, but enjoy for right now. Enjoy the drama that you had tonight. Congratulations to the Hawks and the Patriots. They're back in that state championship game, and we will see each other next Saturday at Mississippi College.
Yes, we will. Looking forward to it. It's a blessing to call games. You know this, and it's a blessing to be able to call a championship game. And I will say, as a quick note as well, it's also been a special time in the Hartfield football community. It's two of our assistant coaches, Stuart Saxton and Pac Toller. Their wives both had children this past week.
How about that?
Yeah, huge week.
I'm gonna date myself a little bit. I called Pac Toller's games, so I'm just dating myself. Yeah. Hey, Joseph, thanks a lot, my friend. We'll have a great weekend. We'll talk to you next week.
Sounds good, brother. Looking forward to it.
Thanks, man. All right, we're going to step aside, take a timeout. When we come back, we got people on the phone we got to get to. We got to get everybody up to date on scores. Man, this thing goes by fast. Stay with us. Friday Night Under the Lights continues in a moment.
At Mississippi Public Broadcasting, we tell local stories that matter. Educational and entertaining television, radio, news, and podcasts. We have something for everyone. So tune in and enjoy all we have to offer. Every day, MPB. Your stories, our mission.
Mississippi football families, have you thought about how you're going to tackle student loan debt? Don't do it on your own. Pass the ball to State Treasurer David McRae and his College Savings Mississippi team today. With College Savings Mississippi, you can lock in today's tuition rate, prepay college, and avoid student loan debt altogether. Don't let your finances get sacked because you didn't invest in your child's education. Visit treasury.ms.gov/college savings to learn more today. 1 in 10 Mississippians has unclaimed money awaiting claim at the state treasury. There's literally hundreds of millions of dollars waiting to be united with the rightful owner. At www.treasury.ms.gov to search. You'll see your name and stake your claim by following these instructions. You'll be asked for some basic ID like a copy of your license or a government-issued ID, then hit send. Treasurer David McRae has a dedicated unclaimed money team awaiting your claim, ready to return your money. Don't wait. Look for your name and stake your claim today. www.treasury.ms.gov.
I was spending too much money in 5G, and then my son suggested that I should try cricket. It was easy to switch.
And we love easy. Yeah! Smile, you're on cricket.
I was spending too much money in 5G, and then my son suggested that I should try cricket. It was easy to switch.
And we love easy. Yeah! Smile, you're on cricket.
Cricket has free Samsung Galaxy phones. Whoa! Free phones? That's 5G. And nationwide coverage.
Pretty good deal.
Smile, you're on cricket.
Welcome back to Friday Night Under the Lights, made possible tonight by the State Treasurer David McRae and his two programs, College Savings Program and also the Unclaimed Money and program. And we want to thank him so much for that. A couple of weeks ago, I went and covered the Crazy Eights. Clayton Jackson was out of town, so I went and covered it and met Coach Ray Holloway and he joins us now, and I understand, Coach, you kind of had to pull the bus over so you could make this call. I'm sorry it took so long to get to you. Those guys are probably biting nails wanting to get home.
Well, this 6-hour drive, we're in a Dodge's store here. They're in there getting chicken on the stick.
Then I'm not worried about them anymore.
Right now. So, it's a great night. It's the party bus coming home.
I'll bet a big win for you guys tonight. You know, and in talking to your team, you told me that it goes as that quarterback goes. And how did he do tonight?
Oh, Jacob Sessions.
Yes.
I believe.
Yes.
Threw, I think, 1 touchdown, and I think he ran for 2 others. So, I take it back. He did run for all 3 touchdowns, and he ran for the last one with 38 seconds to break the tie at 14.
Wow.
So, Mr. Jackson with 38 seconds left in the game.
Now, you said you had to make a 6-hour trip?
We made a 6-hour trip from Woodsville, Mississippi to Marianna, Arkansas.
Oh!
We came up last night, spent the night, and the kids enjoyed it. Got some Bible time in, and it was just a great experience for us. And and then in the trip with a win, so it makes that
all good.
Ride home.
Yeah,
it's all good.
All right. So, what does that do for you as far as next weekend is concerned? And you'll be playing those at Millsaps.
MAIS 1A 8-man football championship against Briarfield Academy.
Briarfield.
Jackson Academy at 10:30 Friday morning. So
that's right. First game. The 8-man. Now, when was the last time you guys won a championship?
Let's see. We won the 11-man championship back in the last one in 2015.
Wow. So you've gone back to 8-man and about to do it again. Well, tell me about your feelings about Briarfield. It's a good program.
Briarfield's a tough team. They have a great coach in Bo Travis. He does a heck of a job with that program. Matter of fact, Bo's won a couple of state championships at Briarfield, and we played earlier in the season, and Briarfield beat us 30-28 in a hard-fought game. So we're eager for the rematch.
Coach, when you go to JA to play this football game, is that field and the dimensions the same as the dimensions you normally play on?
It'll be a regular field. It'll be on a regular field. Yes, 11-man regulation field.
So is that different from the 8-man?
It is. Well, in Woodville, we play on the regulation 11-man because we want to go back to 11-man one day soon. So. We know we didn't want to adjust our field and do any tear-ups to our field, so we just left it the same. So.
Well, I'll tell you, I really enjoyed my trip there. The people there are so nice, and
enjoyed y'all tremendous.
we were glad to have you as part of our Friday Night on the Lights family, and I was really impressed with your young men, and I'm anxious to see what you guys do next week. 10:30 in the morning, man. I might find my way over there for sure.
Yeah, come on. Come on.
Well, every time
you come around, something good's happening.
I gotta ask you this, Coach.
I'll pass on you and put you on the sideline.
No, you may not want to do that. I like to go for it on 4th down a lot, so you probably don't want to do that.
We'd be in good company, I'll tell you.
Let me ask you this.
Riverboat gambling, Randy Holloway.
There you go.
Don't mind going farther at all, do you? You got 4 downs.
Where did you find
down on punting the ball, wasting the down on giving them the ball back?
Where did you find a place? Where did you find a place at 11:30 at night to sell chicken on a stick?
It's a Dodge's store in Cleveland, Mississippi.
A Dodge's store.
I'm walking around talking to y'all in the parking lot.
Okay. Are they back on the bus?
No, they're still in there getting chicken on the sticks and food and all that stuff.
You may not get in for a while. So, Coach, congratulations on this win. I look forward to seeing you this coming weekend, and we wish you the best, and thank you so much for having Friday Night Under the Lights over.
Friday Night Under the Lights is the best.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it, Coach.
Yes, sir.
See you soon.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. How about that?
Yeah, and then, I don't know if he said the score there, but it was Wilkinson County Christian over Lee Academy of Arkansas, 22-14. And in the other 8-man game, Briarfield Academy defeated Claiborne, 38-16. So it's Briarfield and Wilkinson County Christian for the championship.
At JA.
At JA. What day is it? Was it Friday or
Thursday?
Thursday?
No, I think it was Friday at 10:30 in the morning.
Okay.
So, because they're going to play those over at JA, and then the 6A championship is going to be at MC on Saturday night.
Okay.
So that's the only game. That's the only game that's going to be at MC.
Okay,
it's the
that's
6A
right.
State Championship game.
Okay, yeah.
All right, Chris, who do we have?
Harold.
Oh, Harold, we have been waiting to talk to you.
Oh, you have?
Yeah. I know you've been waiting to talk to us. Harold, is Marcus Broyles, is he Coach of the Year material?
He is Coach of the Year material. He really is, guys. I can tell you from this game tonight that it was amazing. We're still on that upswing of 49 getting back home, but he was that team tonight proved that they can play. I'm telling you.
Well, we were talking. In fact, Jake Wimberly said, he said this. He was really impressed with the turnaround that you guys have made, and it's not been a gradual turnaround. I mean, he's turned it around this year, but it's really turned in after the first 5 games of the season. What are the Panthers doing differently now that they didn't do at the beginning of the year?
I just think they've got that confidence of winning, that winning
swagger
in their system, and they're able to go and win some ball games for him.
Well, apparently they've got a very solid defense.
They do. The defense looked good tonight against Gulfport. They had some sacks and all, and the turnaround in the ball game was in the fourth quarter when Gulfport caught an onside kick, and the official for Gulfport had said Gulfport recovered it, but Metal had recovered the ball on the 45-yard line, and they had won the ball game 27-8.
Wow! And you know what? You beat a Gulfport team, Harold, that a lot of people thought had a shot at being in the finals.
Yeah, really. And remember, I told you earlier in the season that that everything around 7-8 was going to be a good team, and there were some good ball clubs. I'm telling you, ball clubs galore.
Well, it's an exciting time of the year, Harold, and the Panthers are doing what you said they were going to do, and offensively they're scoring points.
Yeah, and the good thing about it is I will try my best to be at Brandon next week. The outcome, I don't know how it'll be. It'll be a good ball game. Oh yeah, I've got to throw out. My son wanted to say hi to y'all, to both of you. Joshua said to say hi to you.
Oh, okay.
And
we're glad to have him.
Well, he's just listening in with me tonight. He's riding as a shotgun, as we call it. but no, hey, this has been a tremendous season. Working with you guys has been fantastic again. And that staff and pedal is unreal. They are fantastic.
Well, Harold, I'm gonna tell you, it's people like you that love this sport so much and love their community so much and take time out and stay up till 11:30 on a Friday night to talk to us after a football game that makes this show what it is. And we want to thank you. And win or lose next week, we want to hear from you.
Hey guys, you'll hear from me. And it's like everybody's saying. It's amazing to see how that West Jones lost to George County tonight.
Yep.
Because I thought we were going to possibly see a West Jones Hattiesburg rematch. But
Mike Peterson is he's on the phone, and he kind of predicted that. He thought that West Jones might fall tonight. So we'll talk to him about that. But boy, Hattiesburg's playing well.
Oh yeah, and guys, it's like I said, win, lose, or draw. And I know I'm going to be invited to come to TMF Roberts no matter what happens.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I'm bringing my grandson, so we'll get a chance to talk to him. Hey, Harold, I
tell you what, guys, it's like I said, it has been an amazing season this year to work with y'all, to do what I do for my community. I mean, I love what I do. I don't think they ever say anything bad about me doing this for them, to that staff and all. It's amazing to work with them and to be a supportive person for the Middleman.
And you do it so well. Thank you, Harold. You have a great weekend. We'll talk to you next week, my friend.
All right, guys. Well, we'll holler at y'all next week.
Okay, man. Thanks so much.
All right, buddy.
All right, bye-bye.
Have a good one.
All right, want to do some scores because we're up against a break.
Yeah, you got two on the phone.
Who we got?
Philip Palmer-Tree and Mike Peterson.
Okay,
And
Mike.
the 8-man segment.
And all right, so we got Philip Palmer-Tree and Mike Peterson and Crazy Eights coming up. We'll go to the phones first. Clayton Jackson's got a report on 8-man tonight. So it's a lot still coming up on Friday Night Under the Lights. Tonight's show made possible by the roofers at Malone Roofing. They're more than just roofers. These folks are a part of your community. We'll take a time out and be back with more in a moment.
Cricket has free Samsung Galaxy phones?
What? Nationwide coverage and lightning fast 5G?
Smile, you're on Cricket.
See your name and file your claim. Even the smallest counties in Mississippi usually have thousands of people whose names are on the unclaimed money list at the Mississippi State Treasury. That's right. Many counties even have tens of thousands of names listed, totaling tens of millions in unclaimed dollars. Since he's been state treasurer, David McRae has returned a record $80 million to Mississippians who've searched the list, found their names, and staked their claim. About 1 in 10 Mississippians have unclaimed money, and that's why you should check www.treasury.ms.gov or click on Unclaimed Money and search today. If you see your name, file your claim. If it's your money, Treasurer David McRae will get it back to you.
People who come to Cricket, stay with Cricket.
I volunteer at a bunny rescue, and with Cricket, my bill is consistent.
Wait, this is huge! A new offer, 5G for 15. You heard it here first. 5G plans starting at $15 a month. Smile, you're on Cricket.
Hello, Mississippi. Did you know that the average student graduates college with $30,000 worth of debt? That amount of debt can delay major life milestones, including getting married, buying a home, and starting a family. But don't worry, we've got some good news for you tonight. College Savings Mississippi and Treasurer David McRae can help you reduce or eliminate that debt. Their plans are flexible and affordable. Start saving for as little as $25 today. Visit treasury.ms.gov/college savings to learn more.
Welcome back to Friday Night Under the Lights, 11:30 segment. And joining us now, I don't know if you remember, George, that old E.F. Hutton commercial. And the guy goes, well, I was told by E.F. Hutton, and E.F. Hutton said, and everybody kind of leaned in.
Yeah.
Well, I think now that's going to change to, well, I've been listening to Mike Peterson, and, he says, and everybody's going to lean in and listen to what he says, because you called it tonight, big boy.
Believe it or not, I did. I don't condone gambling, but if I could just do this on a parlay, pick everything right, I'd be a rich man right now.
Everybody keeps talking these parlays. I don't even know what that means, but I know it means if you hit it, you're in good shape. Let's take Hattiesburg first. Man, Mike, this is a team that has been on a mission with Tony Vance from day one. And the thing that impresses me is that not only does Tony have his team poised to make this run, but he's also going to be the head coach of the Mississippi All-Stars against Alabama.
That's right. Well deserved for him. He's had a fantastic career. First at Charleston and now at Hattiesburg. And to the game tonight, started off about as well as you could have a game start off. Believe it or not, Hancock won the toss and they deferred to the second half. And 10 seconds later, Hattiesburg returns to kick off 100 yards for a touchdown. And just like that, we're up 7-0. So, and it was the person who returned the kickoff was the same player last week who got the pick six against West Jones. So he's had a pretty good week of football the last 2 weeks. That was Anthony Pont.
Sounds like it, yeah.
Yeah, and then later on in the first quarter, Hayden Leverett, our sophomore running back, punched it in from a few yards out. Deuce Vance had a 10-yard touchdown run, then a touchdown pass to Christian Keys. Defensively, Hattiesburg's done what they've done all year, just dominated on that side of the ball, and advance next week to play a very, very, very tough Pascagoula team.
Yeah, a lot of this Pascagoula team, Mike, has been flying under the radar all year. I mean, nobody's talking much about them. They've just very quietly put together a really solid season. But I do think this Hattiesburg Tiger team is on a mission, and I think Tony's got them poised. I think 2 years ago they were busted up pretty bad, and he'd lost like 3 or 4 quarterbacks in that year.
It was in fact, he lost his quarterback 2 years in a row, and as we all know, his quarterback is his son.
Yeah.
So, but now we've got the train rolling right now. Hope to keep it going again next week.
All right, let's talk about the game that you thought was a surprise, but and you picked it to win.
I did. There's just something about George County and Deuce Knight. When Deuce Knight is on, George County can beat anyone in the state. And then, he's had some lackluster games this year. He's also missed some time off in games that they lost. But I just had that feeling tonight that he was going to have a bounce back game because they got beat pretty bad last week at Pascagoula, and sure enough, he did what he had to do tonight, and they upset West Jones.
Well, having seen West Jones like I have this year, that was quite a feat, and a lot of people penciled West Jones to be in that championship game, but that's not going to be this year, and so a big upset there tonight. But you know what? You're right. You said the train is rolling, and I think the train's really going to be tested next week against this Pascagoula. Where is that game, by the way?
We're playing Pascagoula in Hattiesburg next week.
All right. So you got the drum, so you might as well go ahead and just win the state championship and get that parlay working that you're talking about.
That's exactly right. So look, it's going to be later on during the week, but who knows? I may take George County to beat Picayune next week.
Oh, well, that would be. Well, you're gonna have to sleep on that, Mike. I wouldn't go out that far on that limb.
That's right.
Well,
I've got 7 days. I've got 7 days to change my mind.
And you're going to need all 7. Mike, thanks so much, man. Thanks for staying up with us. Congratulations on the win. And yes, we're going to want to talk to you after that Pascagoula game next week.
All right. Thank y'all.
All righty. Mike Peterson.
Philip Palmertree.
Philip, we know that Leak won, but tell us how they won.
Well, they won it by kind of going against the grain a little bit. First half was very much back and forth. Magnolia Heights runs the ball well. Leak throws it well. It was 14-10 Leak at the half. They scored about 50 seconds or so before halftime to take their first lead. And then the second half, Leak took the opening kickoff and started the trend in the second half. They just ran it straight at Magnolia Heights, ran over them, and ran the quarterback. George Wilcox, who I talk about every time I'm on here, he just keeps amazing us. He throws for 250 and 2 touchdowns tonight, but then he also, in the second half, runs for over 100 yards and scores 2 touchdowns.
So he had 4 in the night.
He had 4, 2 with his legs and 2 with the arm.
How many on the season, Philip? How many on the season does he have?
Let's see. If memory serves it correctly, passing 35 touchdowns, and he's run for 8. Yeah.
Wow. So what does that do for Leak as far as the bracket next week?
Leak will play Park Lane in the Friday afternoon game, 5A MAIS championship game. So Leak was the 3 seed in the bracket and playing the 1 seed in Park Lane. So it's going to be a lot to look forward to. Leak was in the championship game and won it in 2020. So it's good to be back.
Yeah, it is. And I'll tell you what, you're playing a Park Lane team. Ron Rushing's done a great job with that program over there. And I've seen them this year. They've got a lot of talent. That should be a really good ball game.
I think it will. And, going back to when I was playing in MAIS, sports, I know this from playing and now from calling that, like as a broadcaster, when in doubt, if I'm not sure who a kid is for Park Lane, I'll call his last name is Caruth, and I've got a good chance of being right.
I saw Carly Caruth this week, and she's the real deal. Well, down there, all you got to do is throw Caruth out there, and you got a real shot.
That's right. I told somebody I've chased some Caruths around on the field, but I never remember catching one.
There's a reason for that, Philip. You never could.
That's right.
All right, man. Well, you take it easy. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you up here. Yes, what you got?
Hey, real quick, tomorrow, Junior College Championship, East Central in Northwest Mississippi.
Where?
And East Central, it'll be in Decatur. The Warriors are trying to win their first Junior College State Championship since 1939.
Whoa!
Leather helmet era.
That is unbelievable. And it's unbelievable that the game, I can't remember when Decatur had a bigger game than that.
Oh, it certainly hasn't. Yeah. It's gonna be wild.
And I love that press box there because you're right down there where you can see the players, and it's a fun atmosphere. And congratulations to the Warriors. They've had a great year, and but now beating Northwest, I mean that's a tall order.
Tall task. They beat us by 5 in week 2, but we've come a long way since then, and we look forward to the challenge.
Well, good luck on the call. And we'll talk to you next Friday to find out how it went.
All right. Thank you.
Thanks, Philip. Philip Palmertree with us. Tonight, highlights Humphreys Academy in Belzoni. Did you know Belzoni is catfish capital of the world? State?
I did know that.
Yes.
Yeah, I did know that.
And he went up there to file this report about Humphreys Academy on the Crazy Eights, made possible tonight by Cricket Wireless.
Clayton Jackson here with Coach McClendon. And it was a tough loss for you tonight, Coach, but an exciting game. Defense and special teams were able to create a lot of turnovers. What did you think of that tonight?
Defense played as good as I've ever seen a defense play. 8-man football is offense, is scoring a lot of points. Tonight was defensive battle, and it's something you don't see much in 8-man football, but our defense played really well. They give us a chance to win, and our offense kind of sputtered a whole lot and just didn't work out on offense.
Yeah, you had a injured quarterback. Your starting quarterback was injured tonight. How was the game plan a little different based on that?
Well, we tried to work around him, but he's hard to replace. He's like these other two, Quan and Tom. They're just special kids, and he's it's tough to replace him. You can't replace him. So we just tried to get the ball in space to these two guys here and, try to make them work. But they had a good defensive plan against them. They put their best two players on them, and it just didn't work out. But they played good.
And even though you had a loss tonight, you showed great support from the community. How do you guys feel the love from this community tonight?
Oh, they come out and support us. When you're winning, it's easy. They'll all come watch you when you're winning. When you're losing, it's when it's tough to get them here to a game. But the community, we're a little bitty community, tight-knit, but they all come out and support us every week. So we're proud of the fans, too.
Appreciate your time tonight. We wish you good luck next year, and it was a great season, Coach.
Thank you, sir. We'll be right back here next year, too, I promise you.
I'm here now with seniors on this Rebel team, Tom Davis and Quan Jackson. What has been your favorite part of this season? Great team this year. How have you guys enjoyed playing with this team, and what's been the highlight?
Practice hard. That's all we had to do, practice hard. Every thing about practice.
Being the player that need me to be, stepping up when it's time. Yeah.
And what is it that just makes you guys play this game of football every day? Why is it that you love it so much?
My life. Football life.
Fell in love since I was young. Yeah. I just love playing. The sound of the crowd, the lights, feel. I just like using my talent.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate it. Tough last night, but great work tonight. Appreciate it. I'm Clayton Jackson here with Cricket representatives Rex and Sharon. What are some things that Cricket does to outreach to the community?
With Cricket Wireless, Clayton, that's a good question. We do a lot of community service events. Cricket is embedded deeply in the community. We do a lot for the customers. Here recently, we did a turkey drive where we fed. Nope, you're gonna edit this, right? Do I want to talk about the turkey drive?
Do you?
Okay, yeah, we'll do that. Here recently, we had a turkey drive where we passed out 50 turkey vouchers to just surprising customers in the community.
You guys have been doing the 8-man football all year. You've been our sponsors for these games. What's been your favorite part of doing those?
Wow, getting outside. I'm a football head. We were talking about this when we walked up.
Yeah.
Sharon, she loves football. Getting out, watching the different teams, watching these player athletes. You don't have to do well in school, and they're also out here on the field. So just watching them, man, they got a bright future, and just being out here and enjoying the camaraderie. I love it. Sharon, what about you?
I like getting to know the people, blending in with the community, just getting to know the town, the city, the people personally.
Yeah, and where can people find you guys around the state?
I have several stores across North Mississippi. The closest one here would be the Indianola store. I'll let Sharon tell you about that one.
Yes, you can find us at 201 Highway 82, Suite E. That's at Indianola, Mississippi.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate all your support.
Thank you, Clayton.
Thank you.
Clayton Jackson, thank you, sir, for the 8-man coverage tonight. Humphrey's Academy up in Belzona, Mississippi. We're going to step aside, take our last break, and when on the other side, Granny's on the phone along with Brandon Shills to wrap it up tonight. Back in a moment on another segment of Friday Night Under the Lights.
At Mississippi Public Broadcasting, we tell local stories that matter. Educational and entertaining television, radio, news, and podcasts. We have something for everyone. So tune in and enjoy all we have to offer. Every day, MPB, your stories, our mission.
Mississippi football families, have you thought about how you're going to tackle student loan debt? Don't do it on your own. Pass the ball to State Treasurer David McRae and his College Savings Mississippi team today. With College Savings Mississippi, you can lock in today's tuition rate, prepay college, and avoid student loan debt altogether. Don't let your finances get sacked because you didn't invest in your child's education. Visit treasury.ms.gov/college savings to learn more today. 1 in 10 Mississippians has unclaimed money awaiting claim at the state treasury. There's literally hundreds of millions of dollars waiting to be united with the rightful owner. At www.treasury.ms.gov to search. You'll see your name and stake your claim by following these instructions. You'll be asked for some basic ID like a copy of your license or a government-issued ID, then hit send. Treasurer David McRae has a dedicated unclaimed money team awaiting your claim, ready to return your money. Don't wait. Look for your name and stake your claim today. www.treasury.ms.gov. 1 in 10 Mississippians has unclaimed money.
Welcome back. The last segment of Friday Night Under the Lights for this week. And glad to have you with us tonight wherever you are. We've got Granny on the phone, also Brandon Shields, and then we're going to wrap it up tonight with the scores from top to bottom. Also, the scores have been on the screen on the website, and it's kind of been going down, so if you missed the scores, they're there. Also, Dr. Dave has put the brackets up on the website, so just in case you want to go see a game next week and you just don't know where, you can go to fnutl.com. It's all there, and you can find out who's playing who and all that. Do not forget the weekend after the state championships, the Mississippi-Alabama All-Star Game. It'll be in Mobile at University of South Alabama. Got a beautiful facility over there. And so we'll be taking our Mississippi boys over there. And the week after that will be the Bernard Blackwell game, North versus South. And it's always a good time. And we're going to be carrying the banquet on Friday night so that you can see all the players. And it's a fun night as well. And then we have the game kickoff. I think, what is it, Chris, 11:30 this year or is it 12? I think it's 11:30, yeah. So both of those games will be a Friday night Under the Lights production, and we certainly hope that you enjoy it. All right. I have no idea where Granny was tonight, but I'm sure he saw a good one because he only picks good ones. Granny, you with us?
Yeah, I'm with you. Let me tell you, I don't never wear long sleeve shirts, and I don't wear heavy jackets. But I got cold tonight.
When in the last 3 months could you say that?
No, no.
But it was beautiful. But it was beautiful.
It was fun. I mean, fun game. And I went to West Lauderdale. I was right behind Brandon Shields. He was on the field. I was in the stands, and we saw a little 5-foot running back carry West Lauderdale to a victory tonight. He's a fast little guy, and he had a good night. I don't know how many. I don't remember how many touchdowns he had, how many yards. But Brandon will probably know. But he was fast. And he carried them tonight, and it was 7-0 at halftime, and West Lauderdale took over in the second half against Houston. 25-7 was the final.
How about that? Well, I'm assuming you will be at Mississippi College next Saturday night if you're not working for that war over there.
Will. Yeah. If I'm not working. That's
if
right.
You're not working. Well, look, you enjoy your college football weekend, and I know you enjoyed that one tonight. It's a good win for West Lauderdale, and we'll see. Now, what is that? Do you know what happens to them next week?
They're going to be home against Shannon next week.
Okay, good enough. We'll.
But let me tell you this. Y'all are right. That Petal Brandon game is going to be a good one, and I know Brandon has already beat Petal 45-10 this year.
Yep.
It's going to be closer than 45-10.
I agree.
Because Marcus Boyles is coming to town.
So get your guns ready, Brandon. But I guarantee you now, Sam Williams is going to have those guys ready to play.
Yeah, and Brandon may beat them again. They're the fastest team I've seen this year.
Yeah,
Brandon may get them again, but it's going to be closer than 45-10.
I agree with you, and I hear everybody tell me that Brandon's the fastest team they've seen. So,
but they'll probably beat them again, but it's going to be close.
You're going to predict that. Thanks, Granny. We appreciate it, brother. Have a great weekend.
Thank you. You guys are awesome, man.
Thank you, brother.
Brandon
Shields. All right. Granny already told us the score. How about some of the players that made up that win for West Lauderdale tonight?
Same as last week, Caden Peoples and Travion Mosley. West Lauderdale rushed for 344 yards. Mosley had 217 with a touchdown, and Peoples had 127 with 3 touchdowns and 16 carries. And, the difference in the game was West Lauderdale's defense. Houston's offense kind of prepping for them this week. They do a lot of funky formations, do a lot of reverse, inside reverses, all that stuff. And West Lauderdale was prepared. They forced big fumbles. And they were able to score 2 touchdowns off those 2 turnovers. So that was a big game. Getting points off turnovers, and of course, it's a playoff game, so which team makes the mistakes and the other team capitalizes wins the game. That's exactly what happened.
Well, and that is the way it usually happens when that happens. Does West Lauderdale throw the football any?
Yeah, they threw the ball 6 times tonight. So, they threw the ball 6 times, completed 2 of them for 9 yards. So, they threw the ball. They can throw the ball. They threw it last week against Ripley. They just kind of take what the defense gives them.
Yeah.
And just go from there. That's really just how, not just them, just anybody. Just take what the defense gives you and just hope for the best.
Well, and they got to play Shannon next week. Talk to me about Shannon. What have they got?
Shannon's a red-hot team. They're a very explosive team. They got some weapons. They got two really good receivers. A very good quarterback. This is going to be Shannon's a big play offense. So and beating Kosciuszko like they did tonight was big. So that's going to be an interesting matchup. Is how this West Lauderdale defense can kind of slow down this Shannon offense, because they can score points in a hurry.
Well, that's what the people go to the games for. They want to see those points. Hey, Brandon, thanks a lot, my friend. We got to run. We got to get the scores in and then get out of here. Enjoy your sports weekend. We'll talk to you next week.
Yeah, thanks. I'll see you at the press conference Monday at the Hall of Fame.
There you go. All right, Brandon. Thanks, buddy.
All right, I don't know how much time we've got, but we'll try to squeeze in what we can. I'll start with the 7A scores.
Okay.
It was Germantown over Oxford 43-34, Madison Central 42, DeSoto Central 14, Tupelo over Lewisburg 48-7, Starkville beat Horn Lake 44-14, Brandon over DeIberville 43-28, Petal 20, Gulfport 17. Ocean Springs 24, Northwest Rankin 17, Oak Grove over Biloxi 34-20. I'm going to kind of skip forward and a couple of 2A scores. Rosa Fort 22, Boonville nothing, Choctaw County 41, Winona 27, and then Aberdeen beat Independence 34-28.
All right. You can go to the website to get the rest of the scores. We got them on a roll. Big thanks to Chris for producing tonight, Ty on the telephone, and George getting us updated on all the scores, and for Mississippi Public Broadcasting, which carries us all the way across the state in every direction. Big thanks to them. This is Russ Robinson saying enjoy your football weekend. We'll see you back here next week for another edition of Friday Night Under the Lights. Good night, everyone.